It was good for us to have at least for the first time in a long time, it seems like a 3-day window between games. The players got to recuperate. The coaches got to go through the Nebraska game and try to clean up a lot of things that we need to discuss, and then have a really great skill period of practice yesterday where we did some things that Ohio State likes to do, but we also focused on ourselves more. Well, we got to do better. So now we go into this. Now it's going to be a great game tomorrow, 1:30, national TV. Great team that is very difficult to beat on their home court. We're going to have to play very well.
Obviously, you guys in the middle of last year, you guys made an improvement on the road. In the second half of the year, you were much better on the road in the first half. Was there a change that you made and something you carried over to this year?
No, not really. I mean, we. I think that's really going to be indicative of who the really good teams are. The ones, how many teams, if you could probably count very quickly all the teams that have played road games against top 20 teams so far this year. And I would think most of those people did not fare well. So that's the adjustment you have to make. It's not always, who you played or your road records. It's who you played when you played. That's important. So, I think in this league it's fair to say if you have a above 500 record, which we had last year, it's a tremendous road year.
What's the recipe for you to hang around? Do you want to hang around on the road or come out and start strong? And what do you guys try to do?
We don't try to do either. We just try to play our best every play. And whether that, I think in our last times, I think every time really to Columbus, we've hung around that first half. And they've had a good run at us to start the second half in many of those times. But I don't think we come out of there and say, oh, we can't let them get a run. I mean, the runs will happen, but I don't think there's anything you can do about them ahead of time. It's in the middle of the run. You got to get a stop.
Is there a point where you start talking to them about, or trying to gauge whether they're starting to feel pressure at all because of an undefeated field?
I don't think we feel any of it. I mean, I don't feel any of it. None of us feel anything. We know. Everybody's got to understand. We have played 17 games, and we haven't played a top 20 team on the road yet. If we played a top 20 team on the road, no one would be talking about the record. See, it's not about being undefeated. It's about who did you play, where did you play them, and when did you play them, and that's what it is. So it's the schedule changes now. So we're very fortunate to do that, but if we'd gone to North Carolina State, we'd be undefeated. If we had played Pitt, their plays would be undefeated. You don't know, but I know the challenges are greater when you play high-level teams on the road.
So you guys still feel like you have something to prove then at this point? Would you say?
Absolutely.
Because you haven't done this
we haven't done it. We're 3-0 in a league that you play 18 games in. We have a lot to prove, and we just keep working. And that's what I don't care what our record is. We have a lot to prove every day.
Trey said he thought the key would be defensive stops in this game. How do you go about sort of trying to contain a guy like Deshaun Thomas?
Well, I think it's Aaron Kraft is first of all, starts with him because he's the one that finds Deshaun. But Deshaun can get it going, and there's no college playbook or NBA playbook that can stop some of the things he's doing right now. I mean, he's tall, he's got long arms, and he's shooting runaway NBA shots. Like we saw the young man from Nebraska shoot. You can't stop that play. You got to hope they miss enough that you can get going. So defense will have to be good. I think where they have traditionally hurt us is second chance points. Last year with an unsuspecting guy, Lenzel Smith, and then all the time Solinger was doing the same thing with Deshaun Thomas. So second chance points, box out, all those things that we have to learn to do. And by the way, when we're doing that, we'll probably have freshmen assigned to that probably 50-60% of the time. We'll have to remember those things.
With your improved rebounding this year, though, you
that's
probably more encouraged.
We hope that we don't get. We've been really good at that so far. I think we have a good stat on our defensive rebounding percentage. So we need to have that stat again. But again, we're playing higher level teams now in a very hostile situation.
Do you feel like you guys have the athletes and kind of the horses to really compete?
Well, I think we do. Do we have the experience to do that? Do we have and when you get in those hostile environments, whether it was Bradley, that's the only one I can think of. Northwestern was we got out so quick, and they had students were on breaks. A lot of Michigan fans were there. You got to also be able to think to do those things, and it's things we need to do. Frankly, at this time of the year, you can't play all home games. you need to do this. You need to go on the road, you need to find out how good you are, and then improve from there.